Hey y'all, have I got a good one for y'all today. This lemon pound cake is soft and sweet and full of that tart lemon flavor that we all love. And y'all, that glaze, it just takes it over the top. This is perfect for any occasion, but this is the cake that Jacob requested for his 8th birthday. So y'all come on in the kitchen and let's make this cake. Okay guys, so the ingredients for this cake are pretty simple, and most of which you probably already have in your pantry or your fridge. So we're just going to go through them and I'll show you what we've got. So I've just got about a half a cup of Crisco baking stick. We've got about a half a pound of butter, which is 2 sticks, 6 eggs, some White Lily flour, and this is not a paid advertisement for White Lily. I just use it all the time and I just love it. We've got some whole milk, some sugar, some lemon extract, some vanilla extract. And then we're just going to use these 2 lemons, and we're just going to use the zest of these lemons. And you're also going to need a bundt pan, and we'll get to that in just a minute. Okay, so you're going to need to butter and flour this bundt pan. So I've just got some softened butter, and you're just going to put it on a paper towel, and you're just, I can't really tell you how much butter it's going to take because the paper towel will soak some of it up. So I just use some softened butter, and probably maybe a quarter of a stick. I'm not real sure, but this is what my mama always did and what the recipe calls for. So you just need to butter your bundt pan and just make sure you get in all the crevices and all the grooves and go all the way around the edges. And make sure you get that middle part too. This is going to help ensure that our cake doesn't stick. There we go. Make sure we get all the edges. That looks good. And now we're going to use some all-purpose flour and just dust it. And you're just going to put some down in there, maybe a tablespoon's worth. And you're just going to kind of hit the sides of the pan like I'm doing here, and just make sure you get all the crevices and all the grooves floured. And the butter helps the flour stick to the pan, and therefore your cake will not stick. And yeah, I know I'm making a mess, and it's okay. That's what we do. We just make a mess. There we go. Get all that out of there. And we'll get that middle piece. There we go. And we'll just tap out the excess. We'll wipe that up later. There we go. Now just set this to the side. Okay guys, so first of all, your butter, your Crisco, your eggs, your milk, everything should be at room temperature. So we're just going to put in both of the sticks of butter. Again, that's a cup of butter. We've got our half a cup of Crisco. And we're just going to kind of cream that together for a few seconds and get it started. And then we're going to add in our sugar. This is 3 cups of sugar. And do it kind of slow, because if you try to add it in all at once, you're just going to get this big cloud of sugar and it's just going to go everywhere. So just kind of do it kind of slow and let that beat together. There we go. We're just going to let that beat together for a few seconds, get it started. Okay, now that all that's creamed together, we're going to add in our eggs. Hang on, let me make sure this is good and incorporated here. That needs to actually go for another minute. So while it's going to finish and beaten together, I'm going to zest this lemon. And you just want to take off the yellow part. You don't want to go all the way down into the white part called the pith because it's very bitter. So you just want to scrape off just the yellow part, and that's going to give you the lemon zing that you want. So now we got the lemons all zested and all the butter and sugars creamed together. So now we're going to put in our eggs. Sorry, I got ahead of myself a while ago. And you just want to put them in one at a time. And then after you see one gets beaten in, then we can add another one. And we're just going to keep doing this until all 6 of them have been incorporated. Okay, so now we're going to start to add in our flour and our milk, and we're going to alternate. So you're going to do about 1/3 of the flour, just a little at a time, so you don't throw it everywhere like I'm doing. You just want to do about 1/3 of your flour. And then you're going to do a little drizzle of milk. And again, do it slow, otherwise it's going to splash out everywhere. And then we'll do another little bit of our flour. Again, just a little at a time so we don't... Never mind, I throwed it out. It's okay. And we'll do a little bit more milk. There we go. I almost got all the milk in there. There, we got it. And you want to make sure that you start and end with your flour. I wish I had a good reason why. That's just what my mama always taught me to do. And my mom always taught me to do is when you alternate flour and milk, you always start and end with flour. So once all that's kind of mixed together, then we're going to take in our 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla and 1/2 teaspoon of lemon extract. And put those in, and then we've got our zest of our 2 lemons. We'll fold that in there. I'll turn it up just for a second. And that's it, y'all. The batter's done. We'll just take this off. Scoot this back so y'all can see what I'm doing here. There we go. Make sure you get all the batter off of this paddle. You don't want to waste any. Just scrape all this off. Although I'll be honest, the kids will probably fight over this in a little bit, wanting to lick it. If they can get it away from their mama. I always like licking the beaters when Mama and my mom made cakes. And we just want to scrape around the sides just to make sure that all the flour's been incorporated and we don't have any lumps anywhere. Y'all look at that batter, how pretty. It's so smooth. It smells so good. Look at that. Yeah. Okay, so now we're back with our bundt pan. We got it all buttered and floured. We're just going to put our batter in here in an even layer, and make sure you don't fill it all the way up to the top, and try to be careful what you're doing too, that you don't get it down in that center part. Otherwise, it'll just end up on the counter. I've done it. But we're not going to fill this all the way to the top. Maybe 2/3 of the way full. Let's put just a little bit more in there. There we go. And we'll just kind of smooth out the top so it's even. Y'all, this is so pretty. Look at that. I love it. Yep. Mama's going to get that spatula. Okay, y'all, here we go. We're going to put this in a cold oven, and then you're going to turn it on to 325 and bake it for an hour and a half. And while it's baking, and we'll get our glaze made, we've got some powdered sugar, some lemon juice, some oil, and water, and then again, lemons just to be zested. I'm going to use our lemons and juice them, but I've got the lemon juice just as a backup. So I zested the lemons already, and my mother-in-law gave me this glass juicer. And so we're going to juice these lemons, and we'll see how much juice we get out of the lemons. But I've got this bottle of lemon juice just in case. Yeah, this thing works pretty well. Catches the seeds in those little grooves. It works pretty good. Let's not knock the powdered sugar in the floor. Just so we can kind of measure how much juice I've got, I'm going to pour our juice. Yeah, I'm going to end up knocking something in the floor. I'm going to pour our juice in this glass so I'll know how much juice we've got. Here we go. I'll get this other one juiced up. There we go. Oh, this one had lots of juice in it. We might have enough that I don't have to even use that lemon juice. Yep. Let's see. That's a lot. Okay, so I've got about 4 cups of powdered sugar here, and I'm going to sift it just to make sure we don't have any lumps. I do this one of 2 ways. You can either sit here and hit it on the side of your hand, which sometimes takes forever, or I'm going to use a spoon and just kind of stir it around, and it just goes through the sifter a little easier when I do this. It just kind of goes faster. But I still make a mess. But we don't want a lumpy glaze, so we just make sure we get everything sifted. And we got everything sifted up here. So we're going to put in our 3 tablespoons of water and 3 tablespoons of vegetable oil. And we're going to see if we've got enough juice here. This should be about 1/3 of a cup. Look at that. That was perfect. So we'll put that in there. And then we've got our lemons, our zest, excuse me, from our 2 lemons. We're just going to use a whisk and kind of stir everything around until it's all incorporated and smooth. I make this glaze for something else called lemon blossoms. It's a little thinner for that recipe. I'll post that soon, but I made it a little thicker for this pound cake so that it would glaze the pound cake. But for the lemon blossoms, you'll see in the recipe I'll post in a day or 2, the glaze is going to be a little bit thinner. Y'all, this glaze is just delicious. It's tart, but it's sweet at the same time. And look at that. Yum. That'd be good on sugar cookies. Let's just taste it and see how we did. Oh, y'all, stop. I love this stuff. Okay. Now we're going to get our cake out of the oven, and we'll see how we did here. It smells so good in here right now. I wish y'all could smell it. Okay. Oh my word. Y'all, look at this cake. Stop. It's beautiful. Look at that. It's so pretty. Y'all check out my gloves. Aren't they cute? My mom got them for me for my birthday. All right, so we'll just let this cool for a few minutes and then we'll take it out of the pan. Okay, before we totally walk away, I'm just going to stick a toothpick in it just to make sure that it's done in the center. So we'll just stick it in most of the way and pull it back out and it should be clean. And it is, so we're good. Look at that, no crumbs at all. Okay guys, moment of truth. We're going to flip it over and see how we did. Y'all, look at that. It didn't even stick at all. And that's how you know you've done good butter and flour in your pan, is when it doesn't stick. Y'all, that thing is gorgeous. Look at that. Yeah, it is. It's going to be so good. So we're going to get ready and glaze it. So we got our glaze here. We're just going to make sure it's still nice and smooth before we pour it over the top of the cake. Yeah, look at that. All right, here we go. Y'all ready? I'm not real sure you are. Oh my goodness. Y'all, look at this. Yum. That glaze dripping all over this. Oh my goodness. This thing's gonna look like a glazed donut when we get done. Yeah, but it's gonna be good too. So just make sure you go all the way around. Make sure all the little crevices have glaze on it. That way everybody gets a bite of glaze when we get time to cut it. Or when we get ready to cut it. Y'all, look at that. Yum. How pretty is this? So we're just going to set it over to the side and let it harden up, and then we're going to cut it for Jake's birthday in a little bit. Y'all, that glaze is something else, I'm here to tell you. And this cake, it's so good. It's so lemony. Y'all, look at that pool of glaze in the center. Yep. It's so good. Jake's going to love this. Y'all, thank you so much for watching. I can't tell you what it means to me to have y'all here with me every week. Here's Jake with his birthday cake. Thanks for stopping by. I love y'all.